listening to the Agent Survival Guide podcast, a podcast for today's insurance agents. Informing, educating, empowering, improving the way you do business in an industry that's anything but static. In today's episode, the 2026 AHIP Certification training is now live. To help you get prepared for this year's training, we're covering some frequently asked questions about AHIP. FAQs about AHIP, written by Roxanne Anderson, Lauren Hayden, and Chad Haug. Whether it's your first time or your fifth, completing the annual AHIP certification is important for licensed insurance agents selling Medicare plans. I'm joined in the studio today by Tina to help me as we work through frequently asked questions about AHIP certification. Hey, Tina, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Now, we've got quite a lot of questions to get through, so we'll jump right in with question number 1. Do I need to pass AHIP if I already passed last year?
Yes. Since plans and CMS regulations change from year to year, you must pass the test annually in order to sell. The good news is you're already at an advantage if you passed last year because you've proven to have a good foundational knowledge of Medicare sales. Something important to note, many carriers require agents to continue certifying with them to receive renewal commissions. AHIP is oftentimes part of carriers' certification requirements.
Do I need to complete the AHIP training review questions?
Yes. New and returning agents must complete all review questions at the end of the training modules before taking the AHIP final exam. How you do with answering the review questions will not affect your score on the final exam.
How many attempts at the AHIP test do I get?
3. If you fail 3 times, you can re-enroll and purchase another set of 3 attempts. However, many carriers will not accept 3 failures in a given year and prohibit you from selling their product during that plan year.
How long must I take between failed attempts?
It depends. There's no set time you need to wait before trying the AHIP test again. If you fall just below the passing threshold and feel confident in your knowledge, you can give it another go immediately. If you miss the mark by more than a few points, we'd recommend taking more time to study before your second or third attempt.
Do I have to take AHIP directly through their website?
No. If a carrier offers AHIP certification through their broker portal, you'll be directed to a customized AHIP page for that carrier.
Do I have to take the training on a computer?
Nope. Agents can train on the go with AHIP's mobile-friendly technology.
How much does AHIP cost?
It costs $175 to take the 2026 AHIP certification test. AHIP's digital and online educational courses are also subject to sales tax in several states. As of June 1st, 2024, if these tax laws apply to your state, you'll be charged sales tax at checkout. If you have any questions or concerns, you can reach out to support@ahipinsuranceeducation.org.
Is there a deadline to pass AHIP to sell in 2026?
Technically, yes. Passing AHIP is the initial step to completing most carrier certifications. So you won't be ready to sell any Medicare Advantage plans or Part D plans until you do so.
Is AHIP an open book test?
Yes. You can print the training modules and use your notes while taking the test.
Is AHIP a timed test?
Yes. The final exam is 50 questions, and agents have 2 hours to complete it. The training modules for each section before the final exam are not timed and may take a few hours to get through if it's your first time reading them.
What score do I need to pass?
90%. And if you get a higher AHIP score, that's great.
How should I prepare?
It depends. If you've passed the AHIP exam before, you should be well prepared to take it again. That's the point of certifying in the first place, to become a knowledgeable professional. If you're a first-timer, don't hesitate to set aside a week to prepare using the training modules. Medicare is a complex topic for all of us, and we recommend putting in the time to build up your knowledge base.
Is AHIP certification hard?
It depends. If this is your first time completing AHIP training, you'll likely find it more difficult than a more experienced agent. While the course content and final exam questions are subject to change each year, if you're up to date on the latest CMS regulations and truly understand them, we generally think you should be able to pass. Remember, AHIP is an open book test, but it covers a lot of material. You'll still want to study and prepare beforehand so you know where to look in your materials for help with any questions that are more difficult for you. If you struggle with test anxiety or test taking, the Mayo Clinic has some great strategies that may help you increase your score. We'll have some resources for studying listed in the episode notes.
Is AHIP certification worth it?
That's a decision you will have to make. Sometimes AHIP certification is required to sell certain Medicare plans. Sometimes insurers will accept other CMS-compliant Medicare trainings, like NABIP certification. It depends on the plans you want to sell, what certifications they accept, and which training you believe is more beneficial for your money, time, and effort.
And don't worry, if you have any more questions about AHIP or other insurance certifications, reach out to us here at Ritter. We're happy to help. You can send us an email at asgpodcast@ritterim.com, and we'll get you the answers and resources you need.
Tina, thanks for helping out with this episode, and thank you all for listening.
We will see you next episode. The Agent Survival Guide podcast is a production of Ritter Insurance Marketing, an integrity company. This episode was written by Roxanne Anderson, Lauren Hayden, and Chad Hauk. Recording by Sarah Ruppel. Script adaptation and production by Tina Lamoureux. Podcast design by Urban Rivera. Rate and review our show on Apple or Spotify.